Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Miguel Sanchez, and welcome to episode 32 of Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios. I'm coming to you from Pasadena, California. That's right, my friends. We're in a very special location because we're here to celebrate, to bring you another movie history from another very different movie. Yes, and one of the most iconic movies in Disney history is about to emerge today, and that's why I'm wearing a tie-dye Disney t-shirt. So that's something. But anyways, enough talk. Let's get into this episode, and boy, it's about to get very interesting. So if you're ready for it, then here we go. For today's episode 32, we're looking at The Lion King. This is going to be so exciting, I can't even stand it. But yes, we're about to dive right in and experience a whole new era as the Disney Renaissance continues. So yep, that is what we're doing here today. And for those who have seen episode 31, our previous episode was about Aladdin. Many of you believed it. It's where your wishes can come true. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it right now. The link to it is up there on the top right corner screen. So click on the link and see for yourself. It's definitely worth the wait. Yeah, and it just came out. Yeah, the episode just came out. 11 days at the time of this video. That's right. 1 week. That's a week and 4 days. It just came out at the time of doing this video, so if you haven't seen it yet, what are you waiting for? Go watch right now. Otherwise, sit back and let's get into this episode, shall we? Are you ready for it? Yeah, you better be, because it's about to go down in the Pride Lands. Alright, on time, let's get started. So, about the movie. The Lion King is a 1994 American animated musical drama film produced by Walt Disney Feature Animation and released by Walt Disney Pictures. It is the 32nd Disney animated feature film and the 5th animated film produced during a period known as the Disney Renaissance. The Lion King was directed by Roger Allers and Rob Minkoff in their feature directorial debuts, and produced by Don Hahn. For a screenplay by Irene Mecke, Jonathan Roberts, and Linda Wolverton. Its original scores were written and composed by composer Elton John and lyricist Tim Rice, with a score by Hans Zimmer. The film features an ensemble voice cast that includes Matthew Broderick, James Earl Jones, Jeremy Irons, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Maura Kelly, Ethan Lane, Ernie Sabella, Rowan Atkinson, Robert Goldman, the Madge Sinclair in her last film role, Whoopi Goldberg, Cheech Martin, and Jim Cummings. The story takes place in a kingdom of lions in Africa and was influenced by the biblical stories of Joseph and Moses and William Shakespeare's Hamlet. So that's something. The Lion King tells the story of Simba, Swahili for lion, a young lion who is to succeed his father, Mufasa, as king of the Pride Lands. However, after Simba's paternal uncle Scar murders Mufasa to seize the throne, Simba is manipulated into thinking he was responsible and flees into exile. After growing up in the company of the carefree outcast Timon and Pumbaa, Simba receives valuable perspective from his childhood friend Nala and his shaman Rafiki before returning to challenge Scar to end his tyranny and take his place in the circle of life as the rightful king. Development of The Lion King began in 1988 during a meeting between Jeffrey Katzenberg, Roy E. Disney, and Peter Schneider while promoting Oliver and Company in Europe. Tom Dish wrote a film treatment, and Wolverton developed the first scripts, while George Scrivener was signed on as director, being later joined by Allers. Production began in 1981, concurrently with Pocahontas, which would wound up attracting many of Disney's top animators. And yes, I will talk about Pocahontas in the next episode of the show, so stay tuned for it. It'll be a blast because I don't want to miss it. Hey, have seen Oliver and Company? Go check it out on episode 27 after you're done watching this video. Sometime after the staff traveled to Hell's Gate National Park in Kenya to research the film's setting and animals, Scrivener left production, disagreeing with the decision to turn the film into a musical, and was replaced by Minkoff. When Hahn joined the project, he was dissatisfied with the script, and the story was promptly rewritten. Nearly 20 minutes of animation sequences were produced at the Disney MGM Studios theme park in Florida, currently known as Disney Hollywood Studios, which is like Walt Disney World, so remember that. I know. Computer animation was also used in several scenes, most notably in the wildebeest stampede sequence. Okay, so yeah, that's all. The Lion King was released on June 15, 1994 to critical acclaim, praising the film for its music, story, themes, and animation. With the highest grossing, with an initial worldwide gross of $763 million, it finished its theatrical run as the highest grossing film of 1994. It also held the title of the highest grossing anime film until it was overtaken by Finding Nemo. And I'll talk about that in a separate movie history series focusing on Pixar films, so please stay tuned for it coming soon. It is still the highest grossing traditionally animated film of all time, as well as being the best-selling film on home video, having sold over 55 million copies worldwide. On release, the film drew some controversy in Japan for similarities to Osamu Tezuka's 1960s anime series Kimba the White Lion. The Lion King garnered 2 Academy Awards for its achievement in music at the Golden Globes and the Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. The film has led to many derived works, such as a Broadway adaptation in 1997, 2 direct video follow-ups, the sequel, The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride in 1998, and the prequel/parallel, The Lion King 1.5 in 2004, 2 television series, Timon and Pumbaa, and The Lion Guard, a 3D re-release in 2011, and a photorealistic remake in 2019, which also became the highest-grossing animated film at the time of its release. In 2016, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. The Lion King is the first Disney film to have been dubbed in Zulu, and the only African language, aside from Arabic, to have been used for a feature-length Disney dub. It's a lot of information up here, but we gotta do it anyway. We take a look at stats here. Directed by Roger Alger, Robbie Cobb, screenplay by Irene Michini, Jonathan Roberts, and Linda Wolverton. Story by Brenda Chapman, Barry Johnson, and Andy Gaskill, Kevin Harley, Tom Cito, Rick Malid, Bernie Matheson, Lorna Cook, Gary Trosdale, Jorgen Klubian, Larry Lieber, Ed Gumbert, Mark Kosler, Tom Enriquez, Jim Capobianco, Chris Eders, Joe Raft, and Francis Glebas. Produced by Don Holland. Starring Matthew Broderick, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, James Earl Jones, Jeremy Irons, Mark Kelly, Nikita Kalame, Ernie Tabella, Nathan Lane, Robert Gulame, Golom, Rowan Atherton, Whoopi Goldberg, Cheech Martin, Jim Cummings, and Matt Sinclair. Edited by Ivan Blanctio. Music by Hans Zimmer. Production companies are Walt Disney Pictures and Walt Disney Feature Animation. Distributed by Buena Vista Animation Pictures. Release date June 16th, 1984 in the United States. Running time is 88 minutes. Countries, United States. Language is English. Budget is $45 million in the box office. $1.063 billion. Wow. That's a lot. A lot of money for that film. But you get the point. Let's go on to the plot of the film. In the Pride Lands of Africa, a pride of lions rule over the animal kingdom from Pride Rock. King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi present their newborn son, Simba, to the gathering animals by Rafiki, the mandrill, the kingdom's shaman and advisor. Mufasa shows Simba the Pride Lands and explains to him the responsibilities of kingship and the circle of life, which connects all living things. Mufasa's younger brother, Scar, covets the throne and plots to get rid of Mufasa and Simba so that he may become king. He tricks Simba and his best friend, Nala, into exploring a forbidden elephant's graveyard, where they are chased by 3 hyenas named Shenzi, Banzai, and Ed. But Mufasa is alerted by his majordomo, the horn-billed Zazu, and rescues the cubs. Though upset with Simba, Mufasa forgives him and explains that the great kings of the past watch over them from the night sky, for which he will one day watch over Simba. Meanwhile, Scar visits the hyenas and convinces them to help him overthrow Mufasa in exchange for hunting rights in the Pride Lands. Scar sets a trap for his brother and nephew, luring Simba into a gorge and having the hyenas drive a large herd of wildebeest into a stampede that will trample him. He informs Mufasa of Simba's peril, knowing that the king will rush to save his son. Mufasa saves Simba, but ends up hanging perilously from the gorge's edge. Scar throws Mufasa back into the stampede and to his death. The Scar then convinces Simba that the tragedy was the latter's own fault, and advises him to leave the kingdom and never return. He also orders the hyenas to kill Simba, who escapes. Scar tells the Pride that the stampede killed Mufasa, and Simba steps forward as the new king, allowing the hyenas to claim to live in the Pride Lands. Yeah, the clan, I know. Timon and Pumbaa, a meerkat and warthog, rescue Simba, who has collapsed in the desert. Simba grows up and with his two new friends in their oasis, living a carefree life under the motto Hakuna Matata. No worries in Swahili. A grown-up Simba rescues Timon and Pumbaa from the hungry lioness, who turns out to be Nala. She and Simba reunite and fall in love, and she urges him to return home, telling him that the Pride Lands have become a drought-stricken wasteland under Scar's reign. Still feeling guilty over Mufasa's death, Simba refuses and storms off. He encounters Rafiki, who tells him that Mufasa's spirit lives on in Simba. Simba is visited by the ghost of Mufasa in the night sky, who tells him that he must take his rightful place as king. Realizing that he can no longer run from his past, Simba decides to return to the Pride Lands. Aided by his friends, Simba sneaks past the hyenas at Pride Rock and confronts Scar. Scar taunts Simba over his role in Mufasa's death and backs him to the edge of the rock, where he reveals to him that he murdered Mufasa. Oh no, this is no good. Enraged, Simba forces him to tell the truth to the rest of the Pride. Timon, Pumbaa, Rafiki, Zazu, and the lionesses fight the hyenas while Scar, attempting to escape, is cornered by Simba at the ledge near the top of Pride Rock. Scar begs for mercy and attempts to blame his crimes on the hyenas. Simba spares his life but orders him to leave the Pride Lands forever, but throws him off after Scar attacks him again. The hyenas, who have overheard Scar's intention of betraying them, angrily maul him to death. Simba reclaims leadership, and Nala becomes his queen. With the Pride Lands restored, Rafiki presents Simba and Nala's newborn cub to the assembled animals, continuing the circle of life. Woo! So that's it, my friends. Everything you need to know about the plot, so we take a look at the voice cast. Matthew Broderick as Simba, son of Mufasa and Sarabi, who grows up to become king of the Pride Lands. Rock singer Joseph Williams provided adult Simba's singing voice. Mark Henn and Ruben Aquino respectively served as the supervising animators for young and adult Simba. Jonathan Taylor Thomas voiced young Simba, while Jason Weaver provided the cub's singing voice. Okay. Jeremy Irons as Scar, Mufasa's younger brother and Simba's uncle, who takes the throne. Andreas Deja served as the supervising animator for Scar. James Earl Jones as Mufasa, Simba's father, king of the Pride Lands, as the film begins. Tony Facile serves as the supervising animator for Mufasa. Maura Kelly as Nala, Simba's best friend and later his wife and queen of the Pride Lands. Sally Dworsky provides her singing voice. Aaron Blythe and Anthony DeRosa respectively served as the supervising animators for young and adult Nala. Now that's something. That's good. I know. Nathan Lane as... Actually, wrong. Nikita Kalame provided the voice of young Nala, while Laura Williams provided her singing voice. So yeah, moving on. Nathan Lane as Timon, a wisecracking and self-absorbed yet somewhat loyal bipedal meerkat who becomes one of Simba's best friends and adopted parents. Michael Surrey served as his supervising animator. Ernie Sabella as Pumbaa, a naive warthog who suffers from flatulence and is Simone's best friend and also becomes one of Simba's best friends and adopted parents. Tony Bancroft served as his supervising animator. Robert Giuliani as Rafiki, an old baboon with mandrill markings, who serves as shaman of the Pride Lands and presents newborn cubs of the king and queen to the animals of the Pride Lands. Chase Baxter served as the supervising animator for Rafiki. Okay, and Rowan Atkinson as Zazu, Hornbill, who serves as the king's majordomo, or Mufasa's little stooge, as Shenzi calls him. Ellen Woodbury served as the supervising animator for Zazu. Okay, Madge Sinclair as Sarabi, Mufasa's mate, Simba's mother, and the leader of the lioness hunting party. Russ Emmons served as the supervising animator for Sarabi. The three leaders of a clan of spotted hyenas who served Scar were animated by Alex Cooper-Schmidt and David Burgess. Whoopi Goldberg as Shenzi, the sassy and short-tempered female leader of the trio. Cheech Martin as Bonsai, an aggressive and hot-headed hyena prone to complaining and acting on impulse. Jim Cummings as Ed, a dim-witted hyena who does not talk, only communicating through laughter. Cummings also voiced a mole that talks with Zazu and saved as Scar in place of irons for certain lines to be prepared. And Zoe leader as Serafina, Nala's mother, who is shown briefly talking to Simba's mother, Serapi. Whew. So yeah, that's the voice cast of the film. That's everybody here, but I'm okay. Moving on to production, let's start with development. The idea for The Lion King was conceived in late 1988 during a conversation between Jeffrey Katzenberg, Walt Disney, and Peter Schneider on a plane to Europe to promote Oliver & Company for 1988. During the conversation, the topic of a story set in Africa came up, and Katzenberg immediately jumped at the idea. The idea was then developed by Walt Disney Feature Animation's Vice President for Creative Affairs, Charlie Fink. Katzenberg decided to add elements involving coming of age and death, and ideas for personal life experiences, such as some of his trials in his bumpy road in politics. Saying about the film is a little bit of by myself. In November of that year, Thomas Disch, author of The Brave Little Toaster, wrote a treatment entitled King of the Kalahari, and afterwards, Little Wolverton spent a year writing drafts of the script, which was titled King of the Beasts and then King of the Jungle. The original version of the film was very different from the final film. The plot was centered in a battle between lions and baboons, with Scar being the leader of the baboons, Rafiki being a cheetah, and Timon and Pumbaa being Simba's childhood friends. Simba would also not leave the kingdom, but become a lazy, slovenly, horrible character due to manipulations from Scar, so Simba could be overthrown after coming of age. By 1990, producer Thomas Schumacher, who had just completed The Rescue Retired Under for 1990, decided to attach himself to the project because lions are cool. Schumacher likened the script for King of the Jungle and to an animated National Geographic special. Whew, that's something I didn't know about you. But no. Again, go check out Oliver & Company on episode 27 and The Rescue Retired Under on episode 29, so watch that right now. In October 1991, Oliver & Company director George Scrivener was the initial director of the film, being later joined by Roger Allers, who was the lead story man, including Allers. Scrivener, yes, who was the lead story man on Beauty and the Beast for 1981, which you want to go check out on episode 30, so go check it out right now. Allers brought with him Brenda Chapman, who would later become the head of the story. Afterwards, several of the lead crew members, including Allers, Scrivener, Hahn, Chapman, and production designer Chris Sanders, took a trip to Hell's Gate National Park in Kenya. In order to study and gain an appreciation of the environment for the film. After 6 months of story development work, Scrivener decided to leave the project as he clashed with Allers and the appreciation of the environment for the film. Actually, I already did it. So leave him. As he clashed with Allers and the producers on the decision to turn the film into a musical, as Scrivener's intention was of making a documentary-like film more focused on natural aspects. Rami Cobb replaced Scrivener, and producer Don Hahn joined the production as Schumacher became only an executive producer due to Disney promoting him to vice president of development for feature animation. Hahn found the script unfocused and lacking a clear theme, and after establishing the main theme as leaving childhood and facing up to the realities of the world, and asked for a final retool. Allers, Minka, Chapman, and Hahn then rewrote the story across 2 weeks of meetings with directors Kirk Wise and Gary Trousdale, who had just finished Beauty and the Beast. The script also had its title changed from King of the Jungle to The Lion King, as the setting was not the jungle but the savannah. It was also decided to make Scar and Mufasa brothers, since the writers felt it was much more interesting if the threat came from someone within the family. Not counting most segments in Fantasia for 1940, Saludos Amigos for 1942, The Three Caballeros for 1944, most segments from both Big Bad Music for 1946 and Metallica for 1948, and The Rescue Retired Under for 1990, that latter being a sequel to Rescuers for 1977. The Lion King was the first Disney animated feature to be an original story, rather than be based on an already existing work. That's right. The first ever original story. The Lion King. Told you so. I covered most of it in past episodes of the show. Fantasia was on episode 3. Saludos Amigos was on episode 6. The Three Caballeros was on episode 7. Make My Music was on episode 8. And Medley Time was on episode 10. And again, the Rescue Retired Under already did that on episode 29, and the sequel, and its first film, The Rescuer, was on episode 23, so make sure you go watch that right now. The filmmakers have said that the story of The Lion King was inspired by the lives of Joseph and Moses from the Bible and William Shakespeare's Hamlet. During the summer of 1992, the team was joined by screenwriter Irene Mecci, with a second screenwriter, Jonathan Roberts, joining a few months later. Mecci and Roberts took charge of the revision process and fixed unresolved emotional issues in the script and adding comic situations for Pumbaa, Timon, and the hyenas. Lyricist Tim Rice worked closely with the writing team, flying to California at least once a month because his songs needed to work in the narrative in the narrative continuity. Rice's lyrics, which were reworked up to the productions and were pinned to the storyboards during development. Rewrites were frequent, with animator Andreas Deja saying that completed scenes would be delivered, only for the response to be that parts needed to be reanimated because of dialogue changes. Oh no. That's all I gotta say about here. Continuing production, we move on to casting. The voice actors were chosen for how they fit and could add to the characters. For instance, James Earl Jones was cast because the directors found his voice powerful and similar to Elias Roar. Jones commented that during the years of production, Mufasa became more and more of a dopey dad instead of a, between brackets, Grand King. Nathan Lane auditioned for Zazu and Ernie Sabella for one of the hyenas. Upon meeting each other at the recording studio, the actors, who at the time both co-starred in Guys and Dolls, were asked to record together as hyenas. The directors laughed at the performance and decided to cast them as Timon and Pumbaa. For the hyenas, the original intention was to reunite Cheech and Chong, but while Cheech Martin was accepted to play Banzai, Tommy Chong was unavailable. His role was changed to a female hyena, Shedzi, voiced by Whoopi Goldberg, who insisted on being in the movie. English double act Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer auditioned for roles as a pair of chipmunks. According to Mortimer, the producers were enthusiastic, but he and Reeves were uncomfortable with the corporate attitude and abandoned the film. Matthew Broderick was cast as adult Simba early during production. Over the 3 years, he only recorded with another actor once, and only discovered that Maura Kelly voiced Nala at the premiere. English actors Tim Curry and Malcolm McDowell were considered for the role of Scar, but the role went to English actor Jeremy Irons. Irons initially refused the role, as he was uncomfortable going to a comedian role after the dramatic performance as Klaus von Bülow in Reversal of Fortune in 1990. His performance inspired the writers to incorporate more of his acting as Von Bülow, adding one of that character's lines, "You have no idea," and inspired animator Andreas Deja to watch Reversal of Fortune and Damage for 1992 to incorporate Irons' facial traits and tics. Yes, traits and tics. Or tactics. Whatever that is. Okay. Closing out production, we go to animation. The development of The Lion King coincided with that of Pocahontas for 1995, which most of the animators of Walt Disney Animation decided to work on instead, believing it would be more prestigious and successful of the two. And yes, I will talk about Pocahontas in the next episode of the show, so stay tuned for it. It's coming your way very soon. I know. The story artists also did not have much faith in the project. Well, with Chapman declaring she was reluctant to accept the job because the story wasn't very good. And writer Bernie Madison is saying to co-worker Joe Raft, I don't know who is going to want to watch this one. Yeah, set for the self-published source. Most of the leading animators either were doing their first major work supervising a character or have much interest in animating an animal. 13 of these supervising animators, both in California and in Florida, were responsible for establishing the personalities and setting the tone for the film's main characters. The animation leads for the main characters included Mark Hen on Young Simba, Roman Aquino on Adult Simba, Andreas Deja on Scar, Aaron Blasi on Nayela, Anthony DeRosa on Adult Nala, and Tony Facile on Mufasa. Nearly 20 minutes of the film, including the "I Just Can't Wait to Be King" sequence, was animated at the Disney MGM Studios, now called Disney's Hollywood Studios facility. More than 600 artists, animators, and technicians were contributing to The Lion King. Weeks before the film's release, the 1994 Northridge earthquake shut down the studio and required the animators to finish their work from home. The character animators studied their real-life animals for reference, as was done for Bambi from 1942. If you want to go check it out, you can over on episode 5 of this show, so watch that after you're done watching this video. Jim Fowler, renowned wildlife expert, visited the studios on several occasions with an assortment of lions and other savanna inhabitants to discuss behavior and help the animators give their drawings authenticity. The animators also studied the animal movements at the Miami Metro Zoo, not called Zoo Miami. Yeah, remember that? Zoo Miami? Get it? Good. Under guidance from wildlife expert Ron McGill. The pride lands are modeled on the Canyon National Park visited by the crew. Various focal lengths and lenses were employed to differ from the habitual portrayal of Africa in documentaries, which employed telephoto lenses to shoot the wildlife from a distance. The epic feel drew inspiration from concept studies by artist Hans Bucher, who, following scripters' quest for realism, tried to depict efforts such as lens flare, and the works of painters Charles Marion Russell, Frederick Remington, and Maxfield Parrish. Art director Andy Gaskill and the filmmakers sought to give the film a sense of grand sweep and epic scale similar to David Lens's Lawrence of Arabia from 1962. Gaskill explained, "We want audiences to sense the vastness of the savannah and to feel the dust and the rays swaying through the grass. In other words, get a real sense of nature and to feel as they were there. It's very difficult to capture something as subtle as a sunrise or rain falling on a pond, but those are the kinds of images that we try to get." The filmmakers also watched the films of John Ford and other filmmakers, which also influenced the design of the film. Because the characters were not anthropomorphized, all the animators had to learn to draw four-legged animals, and the story of the character development was done through the use of long shots following the characters. Computers helped the filmmakers present their vision in new ways. For the wildebeest stampede sequence, several distinct wildebeest characters were created in a 3D computer program, multiplied into hundreds, cel-shaded to look like drawn animation, and given randomized paths down a mountain size to simulate the real, unpredictable movement of a herd. 5 specially trained animators and technicians spent more than 2 years creating the 2.5-minute stampede. The computer animation production system, or CAPS, helped simulate camera movements such as tracking shots, and was employed in coloring, lighting, and particle effects. And that closes out animation, my friends. Let's move on to music. Lyricist Tim Rice, who was working with composer Alan Menken on songs for Aladdin for 1992, was invited to write the songs and accepted on the condition of finding a composing partner. As Menken was unavailable, the producers accepted Rice's suggestion of Elton John. After Rice's invitation of ABBA, fell through due to Benny Anderson being busy with the musical Christina von Duvemäla, John expressed an interest in writing ultra-pop songs that kids would like. Then adults could go and see those movies and get just as much pleasure out of them, mentioning a possible influence of The Jungle Book from 1967, where he felt the music was so funny and appealed to kids and adults. And I mentioned Aladdin. It was in the previous episode of the show, so please go watch it right now. And for The Jungle Book, it was on episode 19, so go watch that after you're done watching this video. We on. John Rice wrote 5 original songs for the film: Circle of Life, I Just Can't Wait to Be King, Be Prepared, Hakuna Matata, and Can You Feel the Love Tonight. With John's performance of Can You Feel the Love Tonight playing over the end credits. The IMAX and DVD releases add another song, The Morning Report, based on a song discarded during development that eventually featured in the live musical version of The Lion King. The score was composed by Hans Zimmer, who was hired based on his work in the 2 films in African settings, The Power of One for 1992 and A World Apart for 1988, and supplemented the score with traditional African music and choir elements arranged by Lebo M. Zimmer's partners Mark Messina and Jay Rifkin, helped with arrangements and song production. The Lion King original motion picture soundtrack was released by Walt Disney Pictures on April 27, 1994. It was the 4th best-selling album of the year on the Billboard 200, and the top-selling soundtrack. It is the only soundtrack for an animated film to be certified diamond, which is 10 times platinum, 10 times platinum, by by the Recording Industry Association of America. Zimmer's complete instrumental score for the film was never originally given a full release until the soundtrack's commemorative 20th anniversary release in 2014. The Lion King also inspired the 1995 release Rhythm of the Pride Lands, with 8 songs by Zimmer, Mangina, and Lipo M. The use of the song "The Lion Sleeps Tonight" in a scene with Timon and Pumbaa led to disputes between Disney and the family of South African Solomon Linda, who composed the song Orchita Bube in 1939. In July 2004, Linda's family filed suit seeking $1.6 billion in royalties from Disney. In February 2006, Linda's heirs reached a legal settlement with Aladdin Music, who held the worldwide rights and had licensed the song to Disney for an undisclosed amount of money. Whew, that's pretty much it. Moving on to marketing. Oh boy, I better fix this. There we go. All fixed. All the blue is gone. So yeah, sorry, there's blue in here. But yeah, moving on. Moving on to marketing. For The Lion King's first film trailer, Disney opted to feature a single scene, the entire opening sequence with the song "The Circle of Life." Board of Events and Distribution President Dick Cook said the decision was made for such an approach because we were also taken by the beauty and majesty of this piece, that we felt like it was probably one of the best 4 minutes of the film we've seen. And John Hahn added that Circle of Life worked as a trailer as it came off so strong and so good and ended with such a bang. The trailer was released in November 1993, accompanying the Three Musketeers from 1993 and Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit from 1993 in theaters. And by then, only a third of The Lion King had been completed. Audience reaction was enthusiastic, causing Hahn to have some initial concerns as he became afraid of not living up to the expectations raised by the preview. Prior to the film's release, Disney did 11 test screenings. Upon release, The Lion King was accompanied by an extensive marketing campaign which included tie-ins with Burger King, Mattel, Kodak, Nestle, and Payless Shoe Source, and various merchandise, accounting 186 licensed products. In 1994, Disney earned approximately $1 billion with products based on the film, with $214 billion for the Lion King toys during Christmas 1994 alone. Whew, that's a lot of money, my friends. We want to release. Let's go to theatrical. The Lion King had a limited release in the United States on June 15, 1994, playing in only 2 theaters, El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles and Radio City Music Hall in New York City, and featuring live shows with ticket prices up to $30. The wide release followed on June 24, 1994 in 2,550 screens. The digital surround sound of the film led many of those theaters to implement Dolby Laboratories' newest sound systems. Whoa, that's a lot. Staying with release, we go to localization. When the movie was first released in 1994, it numbered 28 versions overall, in as many languages and dialects worldwide, including a special Zulu version made specifically for the movie in South Africa, where a Disney USA team went to buy the Zulu voice actors. This is not just the only Zulu dubbing ever made by Disney, but also the only one made in any African language other than Arabic. The Lion King marks also the first time a special dubbing is released in honor of a Disney movie background. But not the last. In 2016, the film Moana received a special Tahitian language version, following in 2017 by Maori version, in 2018 by Hawaiian version, and in 2019 the film Frozen 2 was dubbed in Northern Sami, even though Frozen from 2013 was not. And yes, I'll talk about Moana, Frozen 2, and Frozen all in future episodes of the show, so please stay tuned for it coming soon. Moving on, following the success of the Maori dub of Moana, a Maori version of The Lion King was announced in 2021, with a release date set for June 2022 to align with the Maori holiday of Matariki. And it's coming in just a few months' time, so get ready, guys. The Maori dub is coming, get ready! Man, it's going to be a lot of fun. Closing out release, we go to home media. And it's a big one. The Lion King was first released on VHS and Laserdisc in the United States on March 3rd, 1995, under Disney's Masterpiece Collection video series. The VHS edition of this release contained a special preview for Walt Disney Pictures' then upcoming animated film Pocahontas for 1995, in which I'll talk about in the next episode, so stay tuned for it, guys. It's coming soon. In which the title character, voiced by Judy Kuhn, sings the musical number Colors of the Wind. In addition, deluxe editions of both formats were released. The VHS Deluxe Edition included the film and exclusive lithograph of Rafiki and Simba in some editions, a commemorative Circle Life epigraph, 6 concept art lithographs, another tape with the half-hour TV special, The Making of the Lion King, and a certificate of authenticity. The CAV Laserdisc Deluxe Edition also contained the film, 6 concept art lithographs, and The Making of the Lion King, and added storyboards, character design, artwork, concept art, rough animation, and a director's commentary that the VHS edition did not have. On a total of 4 double-sided discs, the VHS tape quickly became the best-selling videotape of all time. 4.5 million tapes were sold on the first day, and ultimately sales totaled more than $30 million before these home video versions went into moratorium in 1997. The VHS releases have sold a total of 32 million units in North America and grossed $520 million in sales revenue. In addition, 23 million units were shipped overseas to international markets. In the Philippines, the film was released on VHS in March 1995 by Magnavision. The film sold more than 55 million units, more than 55 million video copies worldwide by August 1987, making it the best-selling home video title of all time. On October 7, 2003, the film was re-released on VHS and released on DVD for the first time, titled The Lion King Platinum Edition, as part of Disney's Platinum Edition line of DVDs. The DVD release featured 2 versions of the film on the first disc, a remastered version created for the 2002 IMAX release and an edited version of the IMAX release purporting to be the original 1994 theatrical version. A second disc with bonus features was also included in the DVD release. The film's soundtrack was provided both in its original Dolby 5.1 track and in a new Disney Enhanced home theater mix, making this one of the first Disney DVDs so equipped. Yes, by means of seamless branching, the film could be viewed either with or without a newly created scene. A short conversation in the film replaced with a complete song. The Morning Report, a special collector's gift set, was also released, containing the DVD set, 5 exclusive lithographed character portraits, new sketches created and signed by the original character animators, and an introductory book entitled The Journey. The Platinum Edition of The Lion King featured changes made to the film during its IMAX re-release, including redrawn crocodiles in the I Just Can't Wait to Be King sequence, as well as other alterations. More than 2 million copies of the Platinum Edition DVD and VHS units were sold on the first day of release. A DVD box set of the three The Lion King films in 2-disc special edition formats was released on December 6, 2004. In January 2005, the film, along with the sequels, went back into moratorium. Oh no. That being, which is the Disney Vault. Oh boy. It's like the Disney Vault. This is bad. The DVD releases have sold a total of 11.9 million units and grossed $220 million. So that's something. Walt Disney Studios Home Entertainment released the Diamond Edition of The Lion King on October 4, 2011. This marks the first time that the film has been released in high definition, Blu-ray, and on Blu-ray 3D. In high definition Blu-ray and on Blu-ray 3D. The initial release was produced in 3 different packages: a 2-disc version with Blu-ray and DVD, a 4-disc version with Blu-ray, DVD, Blu-ray, DVD, Blu-ray 3D and digital copy, and an 8-disc box set that also includes the sequels, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and The Lion King 1.5. A standalone single-disc DVD release also followed on November 15, 2011. The Diamond Edition topped the Blu-ray charts with over 1.5 million copies sold. The film sold 3.83 million Blu-ray units in total, leading to its $101.14 million income. The Lion King was once again released to home media as part of the Walt Disney Signature Collection, first released on digital HD on August 15, 2017, and on Blu-ray and DVD on August 29, 2017. The Lion King was released on Ultra Blu-ray, Ultra HD Blu-ray, and 4K digital download on December 3rd, 2018. Whew, and that's it for the release of the film. Unbelievable, my friends. And this movie is just getting started. We go to reception, starting with box office. The Lion King grossed $422.8 million in North America and $545.7 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $968.5 million. After its initial run, having earned $763.4 million, it ranked as the highest grossing animated film of all time, the highest grossing film of Walt Disney Animation Studios, and the highest grossing film of 1994. It held the record for the highest-grossing animated feature film in North America, outside North America, and worldwide, until it was surpassed by the computer-animated Finding Nemo in 2003, in which I'll talk about in a separate movie history series focusing on Pixar coming soon. So please stay tuned. With the earnings of the 3D run, The Lion King surpassed all the aforementioned films, but Toy Story 3 2010 to rank as the second highest-grossing animated film worldwide. Later, dropping to 9th and then 10th, surpassed by its photorealistic CGI remake counterpart, and it remained the highest-grossing hand-drawn animated film. It's also the biggest animated movie of the last 50 years in terms of estimated attendance. The Lion King was also the highest-grossing G-rated film in the United States from 1994 to 2003, and again from 2011 to 2019, until its total was surpassed by the computer-animated Toy Story 4 for 2019, unadjusted for inflation. And I'll talk about that again in a separate movie history series focusing on Pixar coming soon, so please stay tuned. I know. Moving on to its original theatrical run, in the first 2 years of limited release in 2 theaters before it grossed $622,277, and for the average weekend it earned $1,586,753, placing 10th place at the box office for the weekend. The average of $793,377 per theater stands as the largest ever achieved during a weekend, and it was the highest-grossing opening weekend on under 50 screens, beating the record set by Star Wars for 1977 for 43 screens. The film grossed $3,766,690 from the 2 screens in just 10 days. When it opened wide, The Lion King grossed $40.9 million, which at the time was the 4th biggest opening weekend ever, and the highest sum for a Disney film. To top the weekend box office, in September 1994, Disney pulled the film from movie theaters and announced it would be released during Thanksgiving in order to take advantage of the holiday season. At the time, the film had earned $267 million. Following its re-release by March 1995, it had grossed $312.9 million, being the highest-grossing 1994 film in the United States and Canada, but was soon surpassed by Forrest Gump. Box Office Mojo estimates that the film sold over 74 million tickets in the United States in its initial theatrical run, equivalent to $812.1 million adjusted for inflation in 2018. Internationally, the film grossed $455.8 million during its initial run for a worldwide total of $768.6 billion. It had record openings in Sweden and Denmark. That's a lot. Can't believe, my friends. Move on to re-releases. Starting with IMAX in large format. The film was reissued on December 25th, 2002. Christmas Day, my friends. Christmas Day for IMAX in large format theaters. Don Hahn explained that 8 years after The Lion King had its original release, there is a whole new generation of kids who haven't really seen it, particularly on the big screen. Given the film had already been digitally archived during production, the restoration process was easier, while also providing many scenes with enhancements that covered up original deficiencies. An enhanced sound mix was also provided to, as Hall explained, make the audience feel like they're in the middle of the movie. On its first weekend, The Lion King made $2.7 million from 66 locations, a $27,664 per theater average. This run ended with $15.7 million on May 30th, 2003. That's where we're currently stand. So, good job, IMAX. Move over to 3D conversion. Another big one. So get ready. In 2011, The Lion King was converted to 3D for a 2-week limited theatrical reissue and subsequent 3D Blu-ray release. The film opened at the #1 spot on Friday, September 16, 2011, with $8.9 million and finished the weekend with $30.2 million, ranking number one at the box office. This made The Lion King the first reissue release to earn the #1 slot at the American weekend box office since the reissue of Return of the Jedi in March 1983, which is part of the Star Wars franchise, so remember that. The film also achieved the 4th highest September opening weekend of all time. It held off very well on its second weekend, again earning first place at the box office with a 27% decline to $21.9 million. Most box office observers had expected the film to fall about 50% in its second weekend, and were also expecting Moneyball from 2011 to be at first place. After its initial box office success, many theaters decided to continue to show the film for more than 2 weeks, even though its 3D Blu-ray release was scheduled for 2.5 weeks after its initial theatrical release. In North America, the 3D re-release ended its run in theaters on January 12, 2012, with a gross of $94.2 million. Outside North America, it earned $83.4 million. The successful 3D re-release of Lion King made Disney and Pixar plan 3D theatrical re-releases of Beauty and the Beast, Finding Nemo from 2003, Monsters, Inc. from 2001, and The Little Mermaid from 1989. During 2012 and 2013. However, none of these re-releases of the first three films achieved enormous success on the Lion King 3D, and the actual re-release of The Little Mermaid was ultimately canceled. Oh boy. I know, right? In 2012, Ray Supers of Box Office Mojo wrote that the reason why the 3D version of The Lion King succeeded was because the notion of a 3D re-release was still fresh and exciting, and The Lion King 3D felt timely given the movie's imminent Blu-ray release. Audiences have been hit with 3 3D re-releases in the year since, meaning the novelty value has definitely worn off. That's a lot. Yes, move on to critical response, as we say with reception. On the review aggregator website, Rotten Tomatoes, 93% of 130 reviews are positive, with an average rating of 8.40 out of 10. The website's critical consensus reads, emotionally stirring, richly drawn, and beautifully animated, The Lion King stands tall within Disney's pantheon of classic family films. It also ranked 56th on their top 100 animation movies. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 88 out of 100 based on 30 critics, indicating universal acclaim. Audiences polled by Cinema Score gave the film a rare A+ grade on an A+ to F scale. Oh boy. Look, I better fill this. I got some space to fill, so hang on tight. I'll be back. There, all fixed, and I'm back. So yeah, I got some space to fill out. So there you go, friends. Moving on, Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 3.5 stars out of a possible 4, and called it a superbly drawn animated feature. He further wrote in his print review, The Saga of Simba, in which its deeply buried origins owe something to Greek tragedy, and certainly to Hamlet. Something to Greek tragedy, and certainly to Hamlet, is a learning experience as well as an entertainment. On the television program Siskel and Ebert, the film was praised, but received a mixed reaction when compared to the previous Disney films. Ebert and his partner Gene Siskel both gave the film a thumbs up, but Siskel said that it was not as good as Beauty and the Beast, and that it was a good film, not a great one. Hal Hinson of the Washington Post called it an impressive, almost daunting achievement, and felt that the film was spectacular in a manner that has nearly become commonplace with Disney's feature-length animation, but was less enthusiastic toward the end of his review, saying, Shakespearean in tone, epic in scope, it seems more appropriate for grown-ups and kids. If truth be told, even for adults, it is downright strange. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly praised the film, writing that it has the resonance to stand not just as a terrific cartoon, but as an emotionally pungent movie. Rolling Stone film critic Peter Travers praised the film and felt that it was a hugely entertaining blend of music, fun, and eye-popping thrills, though it doesn't lack for heart. James Berardinelli from RealViews.net praised the film, saying, with each new animated release, Disney seems to be expanding its already broad horizons a little more. The Lion King is most mature in more than one sense of these films, and there clearly has been a conscious effort to please adults as much as children. Happily, for those of us who generally stay far away from cartoons, they have succeeded. Some reviewers still have problems with the film's narrative. The staff of TV Guide wrote that while The Lion King was technically proficient and entertaining, it offers a less memorable score than did the previous hits, and a hasty, unsatisfying dramatic resolution. The New Yorker's Terrence Rafferty considered that despite the good animation, the story felt like manipulating, with ing in brackets, our responses at will, and as between traumas, the movie serves up soothingly banal musical numbers and silly, rambunctious comedy. Whew, that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say about it here. Moving on to with reception, we go to accolades. Year-end lists. Year-end list as follows. The second, Doug Armstrong, The Milwaukee Journal. Fifth, Sandy Davis, The Oklahoman. Fifth, Todd Anthony, Miami New Times. Sixth, Steve Hunter, The Baltimore Sun. Sixth, Christopher Shade, The Munster Times. Seventh, Joan Vandenboncourt, the Syracuse Herald American. Seventh, Dan Kraft, The Pentagram. Eighth, Steve Persall, St. Petersburg Times. Eighth, Destin Howe, The Washington Post. 10th, Mac Bates, The Milwaukee Journal. 10th, David Elliott, the San Diego Union Tribune. Top 7, not right, Juwan Dubeck, Milwaukee Sentinel. Top 9, not right, Dan Webster, The Spokesman Review. Top 10, list alphabetically, not right, Matt Zoller, Sites, Dallas Observer. Top 10, listed alphabetically, not right, William Arnold, Seattle Post Intelligencer. Top 10, listed alphabetically, not right, Mike Mayo, The Roanoke Times. Top 10, not ranked, Bob Carlton, The Birmingham News. The second 10, not right, Sean P. Means, The Salt Lake Tribune. Honorable mention, Michael McCambridge, Austin American Statesman. Honorable mention, Dennis King, Tulsa World. Honorable mention, Glenn Lovell, San Jose Mercury News. Honorable mention, John Early, Staten Island Advance. And the honorable mention, Jeff Simon from the Buffalo News. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And now, we go on to other awards. Staying with accolades, we go to other awards. The Lion King received 4 Golden Globe Awards and Oscar nominations. The film would go on to win 3 Golden Globes for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Best Original Score, and Best Original Song for Can You Feel the Love Tonight by Alex Shaw and Jim Rice, as well as 2 Academy Awards for Best Original Score, Hans Zimmer, and Best Original Song, Can You Feel the Love Tonight. The songs Circle of Life and Hakuna Matata were also nominated. Can You Feel the Love Tonight also won the Grammy Award for Best Male Vocal Performance. The Lion King also won Emmy Awards for Best Animated Feature, Best Achievement in Voice Acting for Jeremy Irons, and Best Individual Achievement for Story Contribution in the Field of Animation. At the Saturn Awards, the film was nominated in 2 categories. Best Fantasy Film and Best Performance by a Younger Actor, although it did not win any of the category. And, bracket alert. Hang on tight, folks, I'll be back while I try to get rid of this bracket. I'm back, and the bracket is gone, so sorry for the early moving on. The film also received 2 nominations at the British Academy Film Awards for Best Sound, as well as the Anthony Asquith Award for Film Music, although it lost in both categories to Speed and Backbeat, respectively. The film received 2 BMI Film and TV Awards for Film Music and Most Performed Song with Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Citation needed. I know. At the 1995 MTV Movie Awards, or should I call the MTV Movie and TV Awards, the film received nominations for Best Villain and Best Song, though it lost in both categories. The Lion King won the Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Movie at the 1995 Kids' Choice Awards. Yeah, produced by Nickelodeon. Yeah, Nickelodeon! Remember that. In 2008, The Lion King was ranked as the 319th greatest film ever made by Empire Magazine. And in June 2011, Time named it one of the 25 all-time Best Animated Films. In June 2018, the American Film Institute listed The Lion King as the 4th best film in the animation genre in AFI's 10 Top 10 list, having previously put Hakuna Matata as the 99th on its AFI's 100 Years, 100 Songs ranking. In 2016, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Whew, so yeah, that's all. Continuing on with we go to controversies, starting with Kimba the White Lion. Oh boy, this is not going to be good. Certain elements of the film were thought to bear a resemblance to Osamu Tezuma's 1960s Japanese anime television series, Jungle Emperor, known as Kimba the White Lion in the United States, with some similarities between a number of characters and various individual scenes. The 1994 release of The Lion King drew a protest in Japan, where Kimba and his creator Osamu Tezuka are cultural icons. 488 Japanese cartoonists and animators, led by manga Arthur Machiko Satonaka, signed a petition accusing Disney of plagiarism and demanding that they give due credits to Tezuma. Matthew Broderick believed initially that he was, in fact, working on an American version of Kimba since he was familiar with the Japanese original. The Lion King director Roger Allers claimed completely unfamiliarity with the show until the movie was almost completed and did not remember it being mentioned during development. Madhavi Sundar has suggested that Allers might have seen the 1989 remake of Kimba on primetime television while living in Tokyo. However, while Allers didn't move to Tokyo in 1983 in order to work on Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland for 1989, he moved back to the United States in 1985, 4 years before the 1989 remake of Kimba began airing. Co-director Rob Minkoff also stated that he was unfamiliar with it. Minkoff also observed that whenever a story is based in Africa, it is not unusual to have characters like a baboon, a bird, or hyenas. Takayuki Matsutani, the president of Tezuka Productions, which created Kim the White Lion, said in 1984 that quite a few staff of our company saw a preview of The Lion King, discussed this subject, and came to the conclusion that you cannot avoid having these similarities as long as you have animals as characters and try to draw images out of them. By the way, the Q in the word quite is between two black brackets. Yeah, 2 brackets. Remember that. It's the start. I know. Yoshihiro Shimizu of Tezuka Productions has refuted rumors that the studio was paid hush money by Disney and stated that they had no interest in suing Disney. Explain that that think it's a total different story. And with the letter W in the word we between 2 brackets. So yeah, keep that in mind. I know. Shimizu further explained that they rejected urges from some American lawyers to sue because we're a small, weak company. Disney's lawyers are among the top 20 in the world. Tezuka's family and Tezuka Productions never pursued litigation. Fred Ladd, who was involved early with importing Kimba and other Japanese anime into America for NBC, expressed incredulity that Disney's people could remain ignored. Ladd stated there was at least one animator remembered by his colleagues as being an avid Kimba fan and being quite vociferous. I don't know how to pronounce it. Vociferous about Disney's conduct during production. Animators Tom Seco and Mark Klausler have both stated that they had watched Kimba as children in the 1960s. However, Seto maintains there was absolutely no inspiration from Kimba during production of The Lion King, and Klausler emphasized Disney's own Bambi as being their model during development. The controversy surrounding Kimba and The Lion King was parodied in a 1985 episode of The Simpsons, where a lion appearing in the clouds is saying, "You must avenge my death, Simba." Oh boy, that was good. But yeah, moving on to other controversies. Protests were raised against one scene where it appears as if the word sex might have been embedded into the dust flying in the sky when Simba flops down, which conservative activist Donald Wadman asserted was a subliminal message intended to promote sexual promiscuity. Animator Tom Seto has stated that the letters spell SFX, a common abbreviation for special effects, not with an E instead of the F, and were intended as an innocent signature created by the effects animation team. Hyena biologists protested against the animal's portrayal, though the complaints may have been somewhat tongue-in-cheek. One hyena researcher who had organized the animator's visit to the University of California, Berkeley, the field station for the study of behavior, ecology, and reproduction, where they would observe and sketch captive hyenas, listed boycott The Lion King in an article listing ways to help preserve hyenas in the wild, and later joked with a D in between 2 brackets that The Lion King set back hyena conservation efforts. Even so, the film was also credited with sparking, with ing being in brackets, between 2 brackets, an interest in hyenas at the Berkeley Center. Okay, and note, the film has been criticized for race and class issues, with the hyenas seen as reflecting negative stereotypes of Black and Latino ethnic communities. Oh boy. So, yeah. Nothing else to worry about here, but yeah, that's okay. And that's it for reception, so let's close it out with legacies. With legacies, starting with sequels and spin-offs. The first Lion King-related animated projects involved the characters of Timon and Pumbaa. First, the duo starred in the animated short Stand By Me, featuring Timon singing the eponymous song, which was released in 1985, accompanying the theatrical release of Tom and Hook for 1985. The duo then received their own animated series, The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa, which ran for 3 seasons and 85 episodes between 1985 and 1989. Ernie Sabella continued to voice Pumbaa, while Timon was voiced by Quentin Flynn and Kevin Shawn, in addition to Nathan Lane. Disney released 2 direct-to-video films related to The Lion King. The first was sequel, The Lion King 2: Simba's Pride, released in 1998 on VHS. The film centers around Simba and Nala's daughter, Kiara, who falls in love with Kofu, a male lion who was raised in a pride of Scar's followers, the Outsiders. The Lion King 1.5, another direct-to-video Lion King film, saw its release in 2004. It is a prequel in showing how Timon and Pumbaa met each other, and also a parallel in that it also depicts what the characters were retconned to have done during the events of the original movie. In June 2014, it was announced that a new TV series based on the film would be released called The Lion Guard, featuring Kion, the second-born cub of Simba and Nala. The Lion Guard is a sequel to The Lion King and takes place during the time gap within The Lion King 2: Simba's Pride, with the last 2 episodes of Season 3 taking place after the events of that film. It was first broadcast on Disney Channel as a television film titled The Lion Guard: Return of the Roar in November 2015 before airing as a series on Disney Junior in January 2016. Looks like somebody is here. I'll be back to continue this. And I'm back! So yeah, somebody I know is gone. Now back to Legacy. Continue on, we go to CGI Remake. In September 2016, following a critical and financial success of The Jungle Book, Walt Disney Pictures announced that they were developing a CGI remake of The Lion King by the same name, with Jon Favreau directing. The following month, Jeff Nathanson was hired to write the script for the film. Favreau was originally planned to shoot it back to back with the sequel, The Jungle Book. However, it was reported in early 2017 that the latter film was put on hold in order for Favreau to instead focus mainly on The Lion King. In February 2017, Favreau announced that Donald Glover had been cast as Simba, and that James Earl Jones will be reprising the role of Mufasa. Yes, you don't know Donald Glover. He also goes under his stage name Childish Gambino. Childish Gambino, my friends. The following month, it was reported that Beyonce was Favreau's top choice to voice Nala, but she had not accepted the role yet due to pregnancy. In April 2017, Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen joined the film as Timon and Pumbaa, respectively. 2 months later, John Oliver was cast as Zazu. At the end of July 2017, Beyonce had reportedly entered final negotiations to play Nala and contribute a new soundtrack. The following month, Chiwetel and the HGO4 entered talks to play Scar. Later on, Alfred Woodard and John Connie joined the film as Sarabi and Rafiki, respectively. On November 1st, 2017, Beyonce and Chiwetel Ejiofor were officially confirmed to voice Nala and Scar, with Eric Andre, Flores Kasumba, Kiyomaki, J.D. McCrary, and Shahadi Wright Joseph joining the cast as the voice of Zazie, Shezi, and Kamari, Young Simba, and Young Nala, respectively, while Hans Zimmer would return to score the film's music. On November 28th, 2017, it was reported that Elton John had signed on to the project to rework his musical compositions for the original film. Production for the film began in May 2017. It was released on July 19, 2019. So yeah, that's everything I need to know about it here. The CGI remake, good as ever. Moving on, continue on with Legacy, we go to Black is King. Alright guys, in June 2020, Parkwood Entertainment and Disney announced that a film titled Black is King will be released on July 31st, 2020 on Disney+. The live-action film is inspired by The Lion King from 2019 and serves as a visual album for the tie-in album The Lion King, The Gift, which was curated by Beyonce for the film. Directed, written, and executive produced by Beyonce, Black is King is described as reimagining the lessons of The Lion King for today's young kings and queens in search of their own crowds. The film chronicles the story of a young African king who undergoes a transcendent journey through betrayal, love, and self-identity to reclaim his throne, utilizing the guidance of his ancestors and childhood love, with the story being told through the voices of present-day Black people. The cast includes Lupita Nyong'o, Naomi Campbell, Jay-Z, Kelly Rowland, Pharrell Williams, Tia Knowles Lawson, Awang Ina Joel, and adult Akech. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a whole lot of fun. We on to video games. Along with the film release, 3 different video games based on The Lion King were released by Virtue Interactive in December 1984. The main title was developed by Westwood Studios and published for PC by Amiga computers and the consoles SNES and Sega Mega Drive / Genesis. Dark Technologies created the Game Boy version, while Xerox Developments handled the Master System and Game Gear version. The film and sequel Simba's Pride later inspired another game, Torres Games' The Lion King, Simba's Mighty Adventure in 2000 for the Game Boy Color and PlayStation. Timon and Pumbaa also appeared in Timon and Pumbaa Jungle Games, a 1995 PC game collection of puzzle games by 7th Level, later ported to the SNES by Tiertex. The Square Enix series Kingdom Hearts features Simba as a recurring summon, as well as a playable in the Lion King world, known as the Pride Lands in Kingdom Hearts 2. The plot line is loosely related to the later part of the original film, with all the main characters except Zazu and Sarabi. The Lion King also provides one of the worlds featured in the 2011 action-adventure game Disney Universe, and Simba was featured in the DS title Disney Friends from 2008. So, yeah, everybody we got to say right here. And finally, let's close off this episode once and for all with stage adaptations. Walt Disney Theatrical produced a musical stage adaptation of the same name, which premiered in Minneapolis, Minnesota in July 1997, and later opened on Broadway in October 1997 at the New Amsterdam Theater. The Lion King musical was directed by Julie Taymor and featured songs from both the movie and Resident Evil: The Pride Lands, along with 3 new compositions by Elton John and Tim Rice. Mark Mencina did the musical arrangements and new orchestral tracks. The musical became one of the most successful in Broadway history, winning 6 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. And despite moving to the Beacon Theater in 2006, it's still running to this day in New York, becoming the 3rd longest running show and highest grossing Broadway production in history. The show's financial success led to adaptations all over the world. The Lion King inspired 2 attractions retelling the story of the film at Walt Disney Parks and Resorts. Yeah, which is now called Disney Parks Experiences and Products. Yes, right. Yeah, that's right. I had to change that. I forgot to change that and to what is now called Disney Parks Experiences and Products. So remember that. The Legend of the Lion King featured a recreation of the film through life-size puppets of its characters and ran from 1984 to 2002 at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. I know. Another that is still running is the live-action 30-minute musical review of the movie Festival of the Lion King, which incorporates the musical numbers into gymnastic routines with live actors, along with animatronic puppets of Simba and Pumbaa and a costume character as Timon. The attraction opened in April 1998 at Walt Disney World's Disney's Animal Kingdom, and in September 2005 in Hong Kong Disneyland's Adventureland. A similar version under the name The Legend of the Lion King was featured in Disneyland Paris from 2004 to 2009. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's the end of The Lion King. Yay! Final thoughts rating for this movie after more than 1 hour of information. We finally made it to the end of this episode. Thank you, my friends. And I gotta say, The Lion King is definitely one of the best movies of all time. It's so much to say. It's definitely worth a watch. I'm so proud. And I gotta say that The Lion King definitely deserves to be king. And so with that said, on scale 1 set, I'm giving The Lion King a perfect score of 10 out of 10. Yay! Perfect! Yeah! That's how it's done. Good times that could never be complete, my friend, because it is definitely worth it when you put your minds together, one step at a time. Great job, Disney. You totally deserved it. However, it's just my personal conservative opinion. You can feel free to agree, disagree, and answer piece in the comment section below. But all that said, that's it for today. Thanks for watching another episode of Movie History Walt Disney Animation Studios. I can't believe you guys. And this is the 3rd episode in the series to exceed the 1 hour mark. Yes, the 1 hour mark, my friends. The others include Fantasia on episode 3 and Beauty and the Beast on episode 30. So, yeah, my friends. And with that, The Lion King becomes the 3rd episode in the series to cross the 1 hour mark. Yes, making another hour-long video. So, good luck with that. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. And we'll see you all on San Marino Supremacy later on today as Squishy Bell takes on Bye Bye in an epic rivalry that you do not want to miss on. So please stay tuned for it. It's going to be amazing. And tomorrow, we have an all-new episode of the Endless Monster Show going down live as we got another challenge in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Stay tuned for it. It's going to be a blast. Whew, so do not miss it. And be on the lookout for Local History 2 coming soon, as that episode will be about WJZY, WDKY TV, Endless Alphabet, KSAZ TV, Oral B, Canal J, TG, and Gully. Be on the lookout for that as well. And I hope you all have a very fun day. And Tuesday marks the season premieres of Local History Moshi and Moshi Mashup League. So be on the lookout for that as well. And Tuesday and on that same day we're going on Spider Drive. So I hope that should be pretty good. Where's it gonna go to? You have to tune in to find out. I'll update you when that time comes. So yeah, and don't forget the next episode of Moshi Monster by Feast coming soon. The episode will be about personally the Regal Roar. So be on the lookout for that as well. Otherwise, you are a great audience. Thank you for watching today. I'm Gus Sanchez. You be yourself, and I'll see you next time on Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios. Join me again real soon for episode 33 as we take a look at Pocahontas, as well as An American Legend Comes to Life. So don't miss it. It's going to be amazing. Be on the lookout for episode 33 coming soon as we take a look at Pocahontas. As for Movie History DreamWorks Animation, the next episode will be about the road to El Dorado. Be on the lookout for that as well. So until then, you have a great rest of the day, and I hope your day is very good as mine. Besides, that video is more than an hour long, so you're going to have to check out this playlist right now. We have a playlist of past episodes of Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios, available for you right now, from beginning to end. From Snow White and Seven Dwarfs all the way up to The Lion King. So make sure you go check it out right now. While you're at it, the link to the playlist is up there at the top right corner screen. So click on that playlist, see it for yourself, click the info card right above, and catch up on past videos right now. Otherwise, you are a great audience. Thank you for watching today. Please remember to leave a like, share this video with your friends. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, turn on notifications to the best new video. Please subscribe to the notifications on to the best new video for me as we're on the road to 1,600 subscribers. Thank you for watching. Another feature-length episode of Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios is done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you all real soon for episode 33 as we take a look at Pocahontas. So don't miss it, guys. Until then, I'm Gus Sanchez, coming to you from Visalia, California. Like, favorite, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a very pleasant day, and I will see you in another video. Thank you, Lion King. You are the best. Like, favorite, subscribe. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in another video. Laters!